Modern Warfare 2. I enjoy games that make me hate myself. MW2 has done that in a way I don't enjoy. Modern COD games keep throwing away features, changing them, or mutating them to be different. If it works, don't fix it. Add actual content. It also tries to cater to absolutely everyone at a cost to people have fallen in love with some or one core mode. That's a general quick take, but let's dive a little deeper, shall we? When I or other prehistoric gamers played the OG MW2 or Black Ops, it wasn't because of a new battle pass or because we have 5 days until we can ever unlock a cosmetic item ever again. No, it wasn't because of that shit. It was the community. Bunch of people screaming the N-word. That's what it was all about. No. It was like reaching a new prestige, becoming better, or just like wanting to hang out. Or just, because the game wasn't dog shit. Vanguard, Call of Duty Ghost looking at you. But when I talk about getting better, I don't care if you're the literal gamer god already. You could be thrown into a shit show of sweat lords, or it could be a bunch of Christmas noobs and older CODs. You had a sense of what you were getting into. You had a sense if you were good or not. And you could see yourself progress forward and be one of those sweat lords one day, maybe. But with modern COD, modern SPMM, in COD, it takes away that element of fun and unpredictability. Yeah, I could get thrown into a match where I dominate everyone, and then 5 games later, I pay the price, and I'm matched with gamer gods for 5 games. You get stuck in this cycle where you don't know if you're actually getting better or not. You stomp people the same as you get stomped, like 10 matches later. It just it's so predictable. I don't know what else to say about it. Yeah, I get there's disabled people playing, or they might have bad motor functions, bad motor skills, whatever. Or Activision just wants to balance the experience, which hasn't gone well for other games. Um, the same system they made to help those players is also being used to target them by reverse boosting. And the people use them for content, hitting high kill games and clips on them. So, does it really matter when so many people hate it? And when it's being used to target the group of players, it's literally trying to help? Casual experiences shouldn't have a rank system. That's for ranked game modes. Find a better way to help those players get their enjoyment out of the game. I don't care your SBMM tracks movement and all these complex things to match people accordingly. It's hurting your game and player progression at a skill level some parts. Now, let's get into actual progression, or lack thereof. The camo grind, it's fun. Challenges aren't stupid or complex. When new weapons get released, it kind of rekindles that spark again of grinding for camos when you already have the mastery camo like me. Spent like a solid week getting them all. This stupid new levels per season crap though, I want to grind to master prestige, yes. But extending the cap each season to just bring players back is weak shit, man. Weak sauce. Make it long. Give us cool cosmetics, emblems, or maybe even tie-in camos or something to draw people into the allure of Master Prestige and grinding levels. It's like a battle pass, but for free and tiered to the leveling system. Like, come on, man. Like, Master Prestige is a time commitment that takes dedication. You see a high level, it doesn't mean that much nowadays. But seeing a Master Prestige back in older CODs, you were like, damn, that man has no life. Or, holy shit, this guy has to be cracked. I just feel like it generally had a lot more meaning back then, and the leveling up nowadays serves no purpose really other than to prevent you from grinding it all the way, and is forcing you back each new season you want to progress. The cosmetics are the capital sin though. I don't care if I can later buy skins or operators I missed. If I buy a battle pass, I should be able to continue working towards rewards after the season's over. The whole FOMO, fear of missing out aspect of on content, you have to grind away to even achieve, it's repulsive. Give us postseason challenges to unlock things we missed, like what is already done with weapons in the current system. If you do miss it, they'll probably pull a Cold War end of life cycle where they try to sell you bundles with all the Battle Pass content in it. I already purchased the content in the Battle Pass. Why can't I not still earn it? I get the season's over, but still. Content is a big word of interest with modern COD and gaming, usually involving a paywall to access it, or the content is thrown into a fan, like a big ball of shit, and just splattered everywhere. Not focusing on like one true aspect. That's another thing as well they're starting to do with COD that's hurting it. I love new game modes and experiences as much as the next guy. When that's affecting core modes that people love, that's when you... God, just... Your priorities, Activision. What the fuck? Multiplayer. Zombies and Spec Ops and campaign. Oh my god, campaign. BO4 scrapped campaign for Blackout. And it was a cash grab. It was fun, but still, it was a cash grab. It hurt that part of the community, though, which is the important part, especially when it already has a latched-on audience. Instead, they got, like, little tutorials and some half-ass cutscenes, basically, with, like, half-baked story elements. You also have to get the experience right in the first place as well and listen to your community, which Activision is terrible at doing. They make a bunch of changes to perks and movement that was really good. COD MW2 or even spawn mechanics, now having this RNG element seemingly involving SBMM sometimes. I don't want to talk about it. If you know, you know. People complain about copy paste because Activision, whatever studio it is, that's working on the game, they don't spend enough time with one core system or aspect of the game to actually refine them enough to where people can actually find enjoyment and not complain. Siege is an old game where it's constantly making significant changes to base mechanics, and people scream about it because the meta is constantly changing. Core operators of the game are being changed constantly. It's a shit show. It's not fun. CSGO has barely made any significant changes to base elements since like 2012. and people adore it to a point where it's still beating records. But like the only biggest thing, I'm not too much into CS:GO, but the biggest thing I remember is just like the R8 revolver bullshit. That's like the biggest controversy of like something game changing happening in CS I ever heard of. CS2 is literally a copy with minor improvements at an engine level, and people are already adoring it. Find what works and adjust it accordingly. It's not hard to make a game people enjoy if you actually listen to what they want, instead of putting all this time and effort into yet another new system for everything to say new COD and creating yet another new game mode, which is what, MW2 a Tarkov clone? Really? What are you doing? I could go into more detail with other games or try to explain the ones better, but if you played COD for a long time, you know what I mean, right? I would hope so. You head back to older CODs then, when new ones suck or don't play at all, if it's Vanguard. You find systems or little things about older games, whether it's the no SBMM, perk systems, score streaks, or even just raw gameplay like MW 2019, where the movement was just so buttery smooth. Oh god. Back to the script. With zombies, which is my expertise in COD, you see the evolution of mechanics improving and only changing slightly and being added upon by other mechanics, all the way to BO3 to become this beloved mode and game that it is today. Then BO4. They changed the whole system and ruined it. A majority of the system. It fucked the rest of the life cycle of the game mode for that game and the story entirely. it just put an end to the story. It just that pissed me off. Then Cold War, they bring back base mechanics and it feels really good. It does. It plays really well. But now the story's rebooted and lacking severely in it. Plus, like, they did hold on to, like, new changes of Cold War, the operators, and you don't have the core crew, which also takes away from the story. So it's just, oh god, I need to stop. They need to find what works again and start fixing their system. Same goes for every COD title, not just like this fucking zombies mode that I care so much about. I love the idea of MW2 and what it's trying to do, but it's hurting the core audience of its fans. Warzone, for example, was excellent, but they made a bunch of changes and added a new mode they need to dedicate more time to as well. The people who played MW 2019 as their first COD and fell in love with Warzone are getting a small, minuscule taste of what COD veterans have been dealing with for years, man. The only reason we continue to buy it at this point is because it is COD, and no one can do it better, but they could. Those are my thoughts and opinions on MW2. Let me know what you think in the comments. Depending on how this goes, I might make more videos like this in the future. Maybe even one about zombies, which I know more about, and I could shit on BO4. Yeah. Way too fast. Out.